Katie, I love you because I just love you because we're friends. And I love hair and makeup artists, I do. But I have a love, as a photographer, I have a love-hate relationship with them. Because hair and makeup is the #1 reason my bride and bridesmaids run behind.
Right? Well,
welcome back to another episode of Southern Play Confessions. Woohoo! We're like pros at this now.
I know, this is
I feel like we're so good.
been doing this for like a couple months now.
Yeah, I know. I hope people are still listening. Okay, no, I'm super excited about this episode because I'm super excited about every episode, but I'm really excited about this one because we have a friend. I have a friend here today, and we have Katie Myles with us. She is a hairstylist and makeup artist here in Thibodaux. I've been knowing Katie for quite some time now. We worked at Beauty Salon together.
A long time ago.
Yes, that was before the girls.
Ages.
Yeah. Yes, we both have a Lola. I love your Lola though, like y'all cooking shows and stuff.
Yes.
You may have seen her on like Facebook or YouTube. She cooks with her little girl and it's
Oh my
so
God,
easy.
I'm have to go
Channel,
watch.
like and subscribe. It's
Yes.
called Cooking with Lola Grace. Cannot get her out the kitchen. So
That's so cute. I love stalking y'all life on Facebook. It's so cute. But she's not here today to talk about cooking with Lola Grace, although we love it. She is here today to talk to us about hair and makeup because every bride needs hair and makeup. So, Katie, tell us how you got here.
how did I get here? I would say it takes a lot of work to stay committed and like confident, even though you have like disappointments and a lot of hard work, a lot of days, a lot of weekends to get here. And I think you have to be there.
How long have you been doing this?
14 years.
14 years.
Yes. Still working hard, still working the Saturdays, the weekends, because I think it's worth it.
It's the industry you're in. It's the
Correct.
industry you're in. You need those Saturdays. Or how do you build clientele if you're only working when everybody else is working?
You gotta be dedicated.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So 14 years you've been in Thibodaux.
Yes.
Where are you located?
I work at Hair Tech and I've been there ever since I started doing hair. It's on St. Mary.
Wow, you've been
Yeah.
at the same place.
The same place, yeah. And some people, I guess, they still kind of like, wait, what do you do again? You know, like Thibodaux is growing so much.
Yes.
So I meet new people all the time, and like they still, don't know that there's a salon there sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Thibodaux has grown. We have traffic.
Yes,
It's
and it's
great.
sometimes worse than Baton Rouge.
Yes, we have traffic.
So I think I like that I'm still there, and then other people, they know I'm there, and they know I've been there. They're like, are you still there? Yes, I'm still there.
Yeah.
So I like that right now.
And you're established.
Correct.
You're established, and you have your clientele, and you have your faithful people, and you have that
For
loyalty.
sure.
And Katie does weddings. She loves weddings. She loves to do weddings. And she is actually, because she loves weddings, she is one of our exclusive vendors at I Do at Rendezvous. That's going to be happening in a couple weeks.
I'm really excited about that.
It's
So
gonna be
fun.
so much fun. I can't wait.
And Thibodaux's never had a bridal expo.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, a crazy idea. I called Amplify, and I was like, because I wanted to go to one. Okay, so let me give you a little backstory of this. I wanted to go to a bridal expo, but the timing of them were just not working for me. And so I was like, you know what? I don't need to go to another one. I can do my own. And so we came up with a list of people that we wanted to exclusively invite to it, and you were on that list.
Oh.
So I'm so happy you committed to it. I'm so happy you're coming. We just did your vendor spotlight on our socials. So let's talk about, you do all things hair and makeup, right?
Oh,
The
yes.
cuts, the colors, all of that.
Yes.
Let's focus today on that bridal hair, that bridal makeup. Kind of walk us through, what is that like for you as a stylist?
So when I first started, I was very intimidated by doing brides and like the updos. So I focused a lot on like how to do them and how to get better at them and the little tricks and things that you don't know, you have to learn by doing them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got as many as I can, and like when proms would come up or balls or whatever, I'm like, I need to get in there and I need to do these updos. So I think that I've like learned, even more tricks and more things, and like updos are my thing now. Like,
Do they
I
teach you
love
that
it.
in school, how to do an updo?
No.
So you have to learn how to do
They
that.
don't. They teach you the basics. You get the basics, you can pass that test with flying colors, and then it's like you gotta figure everything out. Yeah.
A lot of practice.
Yes. So You know, I really love them now. I'm
Oh,
obsessed. Like, I really want to do an updo. Like, that's just my thing. I love it.
yes.
Yes.
And you don't find a lot of people that are obsessed with updos like that because nobody wants to do them. They take a lot of time and they're very very detailed and you have to be very intricate. But I love that you like that's like your favorite thing.
I do love it. I do.
Yeah. Is it the aspect of turning that chair around and somebody, like, I know when you do a haircut,
Yes.
or you, like, you know, there's that famous saying, if you change your life, change your hair, or like, if
Yes.
you, like, change your hair, change your life, and when you do a major change in your hair, it's probably because you're going through a breakup, or you're stressed, like, something is going on.
It happens, yeah.
So when you turn that chair around, how does that feel when you turn that chair around in your client, just even for like a cut or a color? What does that do to you as a stylist?
Well, it's intimidating sometimes. I've only had one person cry. And it was my best friend, and I knew it. She was platinum blonde, and she's like, okay, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to be blonde anymore. I want to be dark. So I turned her around, and she just started crying. It was like she was blonde for years. So I was just like, I'm not worried. It's like it's gonna fade out. You'll be fine. If you don't like it, I can fix you. You know. She's never going back blonde.
So she ended
Success.
up loving it.
So she might have cried at first,
Yeah.
but
It's scary at first, but after a while you're like, you know what?
But I think most people like it. Like I'll ask them, I say, can I turn you around and are you okay with not looking? And they're like, yeah, I trust you. So
there has to
I
be
like
a
that
level
you
of
do that.
trust
Because not
there.
everybody does it. I don't like looking at myself in the mirror in the hair salon because that's when I feel the
Brittany.
and you look
I'm
like
gonna
a
call
lizard.
Brittany out because I know y'all friends, but Brittany, I know you're listening to this podcast because you told me when you did my hair the other day. You can turn me around. She doesn't turn me around until she's done.
Yeah,
I don't get to see.
yeah.
And
She
I
does that to me too.
can't say it.
Yeah.
Can't say it. And the other day when she did my hair,
Some
she was like,
people-
sorry, I went a little too short. And I was like, it's okay, it's gonna grow back. But like, she knew. But Brittany,
Yeah.
turn me around. But I love going there.
I'd rather do it though. I'd rather you turn around. I
Yeah.
like it.
I just can't stand looking at myself in the mirror. Like especially after I get out the shampoo
A lot of
bowl.
girls are like
And
that.
like there's color on my forehead
All
from
your makeup's
and I'm just and I'm like, oh my
And
god.
I try to like have makeup on
And
when I go.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. It makes me look 10 times worse. There's
Oh my
just
God.
no foundation up here. I look like I have I don't know, I got something going on.
So, okay, turning the client around has to be such a great feeling though. Like, when you're like, I did that.
Especially weddings,
Yeah, that's me.
I did that. That's my work.
Mhm.
That's my work. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm gonna use myself for an example because obviously I have this little bob,
Mhm.
okay? Not every bride has long, luscious locks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some different varieties of things you could do with a bride who might have shorter hair, medium to long. Like, give it all to us.
Nowadays, there's so much. There's so many things you can add into it, and the options I feel like are endless. And then that's why I also do extensions because I'm like, well, what if for the big day you just want a little bit longer? You know that angle maybe or
Mhm.
something.
That was
you can
an
add that.
option.
You can add a small piece. You
Yeah.
don't have to have a big old wig, but there's just so many things you can do now.
Or you can add for volume. You don't have
I
to
was
be
gonna
longer
say,
to keep the volume.
do you offer that like wedding day you'll put in extensions or do you have to have your own?
No, I'll offer it. Yes, if you want
That's
to.
really awesome.
Why not?
Yes,
Yeah,
I love
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, no, she sells extensions, right? You sell extensions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you had a bride who said, what do you recommend for my wedding? And I have, like, right above the collarbone length hair. Where does your mind go when I say that?
My mind goes to I think like the old Hollywood style where it's kind of like like pinned softly just on one side. I really like that. And then I
Yes.
love the add-ins. You can add like the pretty little clips and jewels
Yeah.
and things. Like I think you
Yes.
can just get away with like putting that more than someone else maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just have that and it shows so much better. I love that.
Love
And
that.
the little pearls and stuff. Ooh, just
That would be
so
pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And like, you don't even have to have a veil if you don't want.
No.
Because that pin would be like the statement piece.
We
Love
have
that
the prettiest
idea.
ones now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
The
people are coming up
rhinestones
with so
and
many.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love the little beads that they have. And you can just stick them in the
Yes.
hair and they have like the glittery ones.
Uh-huh.
I really like that. That's pretty.
That is
If you
true.
have a simple dress and you put that in your hair, then that's pretty too.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
If they have more to play with, definitely I'm gonna play with it.
yeah. Like,
If your
do all the
hair, you know,
things.
can stand being down and curled for hours, then go for it, but not everybody can.
yeah, like a lot of girls like have some thinner hair. Like, my hair is thin, my hair is fine. Your hair is, you have a lot of hair.
So much hair.
She has so much hair.
So that's when my tricks come in. I gotta hide half of it, I figured it out, I got this.
Ooh,
You know?
do you do I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Do you braid underneath? Have you ever had to do that where you have to braid
Sometimes,
underneath? And
yeah.
I saw that the other day. I was like, that's so smart.
They have a lot of tricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So would you recommend, so like a girl who's, like, her hair can sustain a curl all day.
Mhm.
So she would be fine with a half up. Do you make recommendations based on hair type and say, look, I know you really want that half up look, but your hair does not sustain a curl all day. Our reception is gonna be flat.
Absolutely.
Would you go full blown updo route by then?
Well, I think that's when your trial comes in and you see if you can test it out or not.
I think that's also like your job as a stylist too, is to be honest. Like, you don't want to do something on somebody and you know by the time they get to the reception and those pictures are going to be taken, their hair is going to look like shit because it's not something that their hair can sustain.
Right.
So as somebody who wants their work to be put out there,
Mhm.
to be shown, you're not going to do something that you know won't last.
Right.
So
Especially if it's a client of mine, I'll know.
You know their hair.
Yeah.
Yes. But if not, I suggest a trial or like a day when you're not doing something. Let's try it and tell me how long it stays in your hair. You know, and that's a fun thing to do.
Right.
And they like that.
So would one of your tricks being, so let's say you have a bride who is hell bent on having that half up, but the hair don't hold the curl. What would be your recommendation?
I'm gonna add some fake hair in there.
That's what
there
I
you
was
go.
thinking.
And
Yeah.
that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll help for sure.
Oh,
It's
yes.
awesome that you can do that. You can just add a little bit, you know, and if you don't want to commit to it, you can do a tape in, a clip in, you know, because not everybody wants to commit, so.
Sticking with the hair, let's talk about the veil, because the veil is always a part of the wedding look, 9 times out of 10. The cathedral veils are a big thing for brides right now. It's like, I have a bride coming up in March and she doesn't have a cathedral veil, and she's an outlier for me. A lot of the girls have cathedral veils and they're heavy and they slip. What are your recommendations on girls with cathedral veils?
So, working with them before, I find they all have this clip in them now, you know, now most of
The
them
teeth,
have it.
right?
The teeth, yes. So, I mean, working with them, I've noticed that a certain style that you can do, you have to find like that space for it to be able to clip in and move out. Like there's a certain look that I feel like is really key to do, like a half up or all up. You have to like lock it in, and then you have to like be able to move it in up. And I'll show like the bridesmaid or somebody. So
Is it possible to
I figured it out though.
put wear, like, what if, okay, let's say I want to wear my hair down and I want a cathedral veil. Is there a way for you to figure out how to get that veil to stay?
Yeah, you gotta kind of like illusion it down.
Gotcha.
You're gonna have to like kind of tease a little spot and have a little cushion for that clip, that comb,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still have the look of down.
I worked so many weddings, and there are some hairstylists who won't leave until the veil is in, and there are some hairstylists who roll out and don't care about the veil.
Right.
What's your preference?
I'll ask the bride. But I'm thinking of offering a new thing where you can get in your contract, do you want the stylist to stay? If you want me to stay, like I'm thinking about adding that, and then, you know, being there for your reception.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A bride of mine in November did that.
This.
And her hairstylist, after the reception, went and put her hair in a ponytail for her.
yes. So I just got a friend, she's getting married, it's coming up in a few months, and she's invited me, of course, you know, we're friends, and she wants me to cut her hair. Like after she does her vows and her, you know, before the reception, she wants me to cut her hair off.
Wait!
And I'm so excited.
Wait! I've been
So
seeing that on
excited.
TikTok, and I told myself the other day,
I want to make a video.
I want to cut my hair short after
Yes.
my wedding. I want it to be long for my wedding. I'm totally thinking about doing that. That's gonna be so awesome. You've never seen that on TikTok? The bride goes in and cuts her hair during the reception and comes out, and the groom's like, what the hell?
My jaw's still on the floor. Okay, so I've heard of 2 dresses at weddings, or like a reception outfit, but I've never. That is going to be so cool.
I'm so excited.
And you get to be a part of it. Like, you get to do it.
Exactly.
That is
exactly.
Awesome. I'm excited for you. Like, I can't wait to see all of that transpire.
Yes, I can't wait.
Let's kind of shift from hair a little bit and talk about makeup. Because of course you were a hairstylist, you went to school, you did hair, then you started doing weddings. Did you offer both, or was the makeup something you transitioned into?
Well, I think the makeup and the updos, I kind of started the same way, like, just kind of knowing a little bit and watching the trends change and just kind of going with it and learning them as I went. And using my friends as test dummies, let's try this trend and, so I had to learn and I'm still learning.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
It's ever changing.
I feel like you're in a profession where you learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
Like, we go to the same salon and I see, and those girls, all of them have been cutting hair forever, and they have classes and stuff. They go to stuff all the time.
Yes.
Another hairstylist that I know, she's still going to classes and she owns her own
You
salon.
have to.
Like,
Yeah, and you can tell who does not keep up with their their education.
I agree.
For makeup and hair both, for years, like nothing ever changes, and you know who keeps up with their education. Like, you can see it.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
what are the do's and don'ts of professional makeup artistry when it comes to being photographed?
That's tricky because a lot of people say, I really want to be natural. And for brides, you want to be a certain way. So if you want to be more natural, it's hard for us to make you like as natural as you would on an everyday basis because of the photography. So we feel like we're going to make you natural, but you need to trust me. I need to put a little bit more on you, because we've been doing it. So we see if you don't put enough, it looks like nothing.
I feel like that's why it's important to have a good experienced makeup artist
Right.
who is going to use quality products on your face.
Right.
Because if they're using some, look, no shade to Maybelline or anything, like the drugstore makeup, like they call it, or makeup from Walmart, no shade to that, because like I love e.l.f. They have one of the best primers on the market. That green one, ooh girl, got that good stick.
That's what I use.
I use it too, I love it, it's one of my favorite primers. But if you're putting on some Maybelline loose powder, I don't feel like you're gonna get the same
Right,
look
so-
as a higher end powder.
Yes. You have to watch what you put together with your primer and your foundation and which ones can go together and which ones would separate.
Right.
So tell us about it.
It's tricky. So you have to make sure that the ingredients are the same with your primer and your foundation. Like if it's silicone, you have to have a silicone base. If it's not, if it's water-based, you have to make sure that the primer, if it's water-based, your foundation is water-based.
TikTok taught me this.
So if it doesn't match, then you're gonna have a little.
So like if you have water, like if you have a water-based primer and you have an oil-based foundation, they're gonna separate.
It might not work right. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It'll, like, peel
I
from
knew
your
a little
skin.
bit about that.
And then your ingredients and your powder matter also.
Okay, so I'm not a powder girl. So
It's-
Yeah, you
tell us-
can't really just take whatever makeup you want all the time and just throw it all together. It won't always work together or blend
And
together.
you'll find that out.
Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
will. I sure have.
Like if they're not a full glam girl, should they be a full glam bride?
Not necessarily. I feel like they may regret that. You know, if you never wear a full set of lashes and that's the only day you wear it, you kind of don't really look like yourself. So I'll try maybe a softer glam. Let's do like individual lashes instead of a strip lash.
Mhm.
A softer wing instead of a bold wing.
Okay. Okay.
I'll still give them the glam, but we'll do a softer glam.
Just tone down.
I'm gonna talk
Right.
you into it a little bit because I think you should still do it.
Mhm.
But maybe if you're not used to it and love it like you do,
Uh-huh.
so.
Yeah. So stick to who you are. Stay true to who you are.
And I can still make you a little glam,
Right.
but a softer glam.
Gotta have lipstick. This lady that lives in our neighborhood, who we were always at her house, she was like, it doesn't matter if you have any makeup on. If you're going somewhere, you have to have on lipstick. Like you have to at least have on lipstick. So like and I'm saying that right now, and I'm rubbing my lips, and I just have
I
some.
know, me
gloss
too.
on
I'm just like, I ain't got
because-
shit on them.
But like I feel like that lipstick just completes the look. Like mascara, even if you do mascara, a cheek and a lip.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I have tinted moisturizer, a little bit of
Yeah, you
bronzer,
gotta do it.
and
I was playing with lipstick before I even knew what that was. I always had it on. I was digging in my mom's makeup.
See, you were destined to do this. You were
Yeah.
destined to do this.
She knew.
Yeah, so let's talk about when a bride calls you to book you for hair and makeup.
Right.
What does that look like for them?
when they call me for hair and makeup for a wedding, I usually send them a contract
Okay.
to show what it entails, what I offer, you know, and make sure that I can have that date available first.
Mhm.
So if they decide they would like to go with that route, then I'll go ahead and get a deposit,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll cover their date. So
Right.
it covers their hair and makeup for the day of,
Uh-huh.
and it gets their date locked in.
Gotcha.
So then we start to talk about our timeline, how far their wedding is
Mhm.
away, and then I recommend a trial so
Okay.
that they can see what they want. And a lot of them do pre-bridals, so that's a really good thing to do, so they get to see what it may look like.
Yes, you were speaking
that-
our language.
I had this question earlier, but I didn't wait to ask. Is the trial included in the price?
No, it is extra. That's right.
Gotcha.
Yes, but I do like it because some people want to do a trial before their pre-bridals because they want to know, you know.
I don't think I could not do a trial.
Right.
Yeah, and some girls use their bridals as a
They
trial,
do also, correct.
which
yes.
we strongly recommend.
Right.
Because you need, like, I said this in one of our other episodes, or I've said it before, but so many of our brides, like we had a bride, I did her bridals, her hair was all up.
Mhm.
Got to her wedding and her hair was half up.
Yes.
And she was like, I know my hair was different, but I hated it. Like, I hated the way my hair looked. She was like, I love my pictures, I hated the way my hair looked. Alex, my sister, same thing.
Mhm.
Hair was all the way up in bridals, hair was half up in her wedding. So that happens so often, and I push bridals for that reason. One, because you don't know the weather, and you don't have the hour to take pictures on your wedding day, and you can't reschedule your wedding. You can reschedule bridals based on weather conditions. And two, you need that trial error with your hair and makeup. I mean, you do. Like,
Yeah.
you might say, oh, I'm getting married in December. I want a bold red lip, soft eyes. I want my hair all the way up. You take your bridals and you're like, I don't like this shit.
It happens.
Like, I want a soft lip.
But
full
now you
lip.
know.
Right.
You know.
And like it's
I like that.
the day of is you can't if you don't like the way your makeup looks.
She can't redo your face. There's
she
no
can't-
time.
Yeah, there's no time for you
So
to sit
the-
there and redo it.
Katie, I love you because I just love you because we're friends. And I love hair and makeup artists. I do. But I have a love, as a photographer, I have a love-hate relationship with them. Because hair and makeup is the #1 reason my bride and bridesmaids run behind.
Right? Well, on our contract, we do have ready for photographer by.
Mm-hmm.
They need to give me that time.
Yep.
That's where I work my day off.
I always give a time. I'm like, tell your hair and makeup artist, I need y'all finished by this time.
That's what I go by.
Yep. A bride will contact me and say, I got 6 bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the time wedding day comes, you got 6 bridesmaids, the bride's mom, the groom's mom, maybe the bride's aunt might want to get her hair and makeup done. Or the cousins that's not in the wedding want to get the makeup
Flower girl.
done.
They do.
Flower girl.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that?
So by now, I've been doing it for so many years that I know that it takes me 35-ish minutes to do an updo. So I'll say, what time can I start? What time can I get there? What time do I need to be ready by? And I just count how many people I have. So I try to make my little schedule there. I try to stay on task. And if I see that I'm getting close to that timeline, I'll say, instead of the bride going last, we're gonna do her now. Because if a bridesmaid is behind, it's okay.
Right.
You know, but if she needs the bride ready, I wanna make sure she's ready.
Right.
So I'll just watch my timeline for that.
Yeah.
Do you typically do a bride last?
They do like to go last, and I don't really like that. I'd rather you go maybe second to last, third to last, because I feel like when they're last, if you're running late, it gets chaos around you, and someone's yelling like, I can't find my shoes, I can't do this, and you're making her nervous, you're making her sweaty, like somebody spilled something, so I really don't like them to go
As
last.
a photographer, I like the mother of the bride to go last.
Yes, it's a great. Yeah.
Because it doesn't, if I'm doing the robe shots,
You don't need her.
I don't need the mother of the bride.
Mm-hmm.
I need the mother of the groom to be ready because if my photographer's with the grooms, man, I need that mama to get to her.
Mm-hmm.
I need that mama to get to her son.
I think it's important to work with your photographer, like me, work with you,
Yes.
you know, and say, okay, you want her, let's do it.
Yes. Like I would like, as a photographer, I would like the bride to go second to last. That way,
Mm.
I need all of the bridesmaids done. Because if I have 6 bridesmaids done and one is still in a chair, I can't do the robe shot.
Mm-hmm.
If I got all the bridesmaids done and the mother of the bride done, but the bride isn't done, I can't do the robe shot.
Yeah.
So it's tying me up. So if they are running behind and I'm already there, by the time I get there, they're either on time or they're already behind. But if they are running behind then I'll say like, let's get the bride in the chair, mama get out, let's get her going, mama you can go back in and finish up. Because 9 times out of 10, the mother of the bride is gonna have a very simple updo, a pin up or a curl, or they're a short haired mom, they're an older mom, that just needs probably like some curling out or something. So I can have Katie working on the mom in the chair. That's not going to take as long as a bride who she's got to pin up 8,000 curls.
Right.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
You're right. Yeah. I agree with that for sure.
You got that.
So yes, and it's hard being a wedding vendor. It's hard being a wedding vendor when you don't want to step on another vendor's toes, where that's not my lane of expertise. Like I can do my hair and makeup, but I'm not a makeup and hair artist. But if I need to go to the makeup artist and say, look,
Love ya, but you gotta
like my timeline is
just a little bit
super jacked right now. We need to kind of shift.
Yes.
I'm gonna recommend put mom in the chair.
And a good makeup and hair artist would
already know that.
Got you. Yeah.
She would already know that.
You wouldn't
Like,
even
I wouldn't have to tell
correct.
her. I wouldn't have to tell her. She would already know that. If a bride signs a contract with you and they sign a contract for 8 people, but then by the day of the wedding she's like, that 8 is turning to 14. What do you do?
That's in my contract too. So I'll have a little like clause, like please before 30 days, let me know if that changes. And then if it doesn't, you can add more, but I still need to know.
Right.
If you take away either way, I still need to know within 30 days. If anything else, like I just have to be prepared. So is it just me coming or do I need to bring someone else?
Right.
So less than that, it just doesn't give me enough time to be prepared.
Right, because you gotta find somebody. If you gotta find somebody, you need the time to do that.
Right, so gotta know. So I'll put that in there, 30 days. To give me a little time if I need extra help.
Right.
If not, either way, I need to know.
So let me ask you this, because we talk about this too. You've got married.
Yeah.
And we talk about how like when we get married, there's no budget on photography and videography. I do not know who is going to take my pictures. I do not know who's going to do my videography because I am going to be the hardest. Who did your hair and makeup for your wedding?
So I had Amanda Morrow.
Okay.
She's been my coworker since I started also. She's right next to me. She knows me, you know? So that was the person I felt comfortable with and I knew she wouldn't do me wrong. I had no doubt. So
again, you are speaking our language because you had a personal relationship with this girl.
And also I was greedy. I saved her just for me. I said, you're only doing me. She was like, I don't want to do it that day. I'm like, you're coming, you're doing just me. You can have fun the rest of the day.
Right.
So I was like, please just do me. So she only did me. And I got really other great girls for my bridesmaids.
Right.
So I was greedy.
The personal relationship that you have with your vendors matters. And we talk about that a lot with photography because brides spend the most time with us.
Yes.
Outside of a wedding planner. And so like you have to like that person. By the time you finish with that person, like somebody you want to have drinks with. Same thing with hair and makeup. Like you hired Amanda because you knew she wasn't gonna do you wrong.
No doubt.
You knew you were gonna feel beautiful on your wedding day.
And I did. Absolutely.
I know, I remember y'all videoing your pictures. Didn't you just have an anniversary?
We did, January 6th.
Yes.
6 years.
And I think the video was shared?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. That was so funny. Whenever we shared it, I always relook at it. Well, this year I was looking at it and Lola, I guess she just didn't remember it or hadn't seen it in a while. She's only 4.
Right.
So it was hilarious watching her watch that video and being able to show her that video was so cool to me. And she was like, she was asking the cutest questions. It was so funny.
Oh my God, y'all almost just like spazzed out in my thing because I'm so excited. Y'all just heard what she said? Her daughter went back and watched the video. She shared the video on her anniversary. We're gonna talk about that right now. That is why you should hire a videographer.
Absolutely.
She went back to watch her video with her daughter and she loved it. Like videography is so important.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us about hair and makeup.
You're
so
welcome.
much fun.
Yeah, because it's important. It's important. You need hair and makeup on your wedding day for you girls or whatever. So thank you for coming and chat with us because I only know enough to do my face.
Yes.
So, all right, guys. Katie Myles. She's gonna be at the Bridal Expo on February 25th.
I'll be there. I'm ready.
I know.
So
It's
much
gonna be
fun.
so much fun.
Fun day.
Go check her out on all the social media platforms. And yeah, that wraps up episode. Oh, and Trump. Trump has made an appearance. Only every now and then we let him in. But yeah, so that wraps up the episode for hair and makeup. And this week,
That was fun.
Yeah, and I'll be seeing you in a
I
couple
love
weeks.
y'all. That was cool. That was so much fun.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.